Experience 21st century learning. Experience friendships that last a lifetime. Experience the world through international opportunities at West Virginia State University. Experience a dynamic learning environment with over 80 areas of study, intimate class sizes, and affordable tuition. West Virginia State University. Experience the power of education.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We are joined now by head coach of the men's basketball team, Bryan Poore. Coach, thanks, always.
It's always good to be here.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. First of all, go all the way back to senior night, since since our last show was right before senior night. Just how did you think your team performed in that game against Glenville State?
You know, I thought it was a typical senior night. I mean, emotions were, running a little bit and a little high. So the execution wasn't great. We mixed up our starting lineup because, Cookie wanted to defer starting himself so that Greg Giddings could start. And that says a lot about Cookie as a person and as a player, but it kind of messed our rotation up too. But I thought those guys did a great job. We started Hutch also in place of Bo, so we have 5 seniors out there starting. And they did a good job starting the game. But then after that, we didn't have our normal rotation, and that kind of set us back a little bit. But, all in all, I thought we played pretty well. Got up 28 or 29, and then, gave them some life and let them back in the game instead of finishing them. But, all in all, we played pretty good.
Now, obviously, there was a lot of time between the first time you played against Glenville and then senior night. That first game was a 72-70 victory. Fred Harris had to save the day with a steal and dunk to win that game. What did you think was the biggest difference? You said you were able to get out to a huge lead in that game. Is your team just more focused for this one?
Yeah, I think a little bit, but, we're such a different team now. You go through the whole year and teams change, and the mark of good teams are the teams that get better as the year goes on, and I think we've done that. And then the other thing is you're playing on the road, and everybody plays better at home. And I thought, Glenville played pretty good at home. And, at that time we were going through some things. It was the last game right before finals, and that's always a bad time, or a last game before Christmas break, I should say, which is a bad time to have a game because, guys are looking forward to going home instead of playing the game. So, you had a lot of things going on. But, what I like is that we've gotten better as the season's gone along.
Now, Glenville's a team with a lot of shooters, and with a team that can shoot the three, they can hang around in any ball game, it seems like. What were some of the things you were doing to try to shut down those perimeter players for Glenville?
Yeah, Justin Caldwell, not only can he shoot, he can score, and he can get to the free throw line, which is probably the most dangerous thing with him because he shoots so well from the free throw line also. And he's got a knack for drawing fouls. And so, we were trying to give no help off of him. And then Nick Dent is the other really good shooter. He's more of a catch-and-shoot guy that you really got to know where he is and be there on the catch as soon as he gets it because he can't do a whole lot off the dribble.
Now, it was a rematch against Glenville State for the third time last night, or 2 nights ago, I should say, here in the first round of the WVSU tournament. Team really came out ready to play, and they played well from beginning to end.
Yeah, I thought they did. You got a couple mistakes and breakdowns defensively, but we shot the ball extremely well, and that was needed. And hopefully they'll get some confidence out of that. But the thing now, you're in a conference tournament. Every game's a big game, and I told them before the game, March is the best month of the year for basketball people. And, our March started, with Glenville State. And you got to survive Glenville State to advance, and that's what we did.
Yeah, Corey Bethea came out absolutely on fire in that game, had 20 points in the first half. When you're getting that kind of production off the bench, just when you were looking at the stats after the game, bench production versus Glenville's bench production just blew him out of the water. And Corey was a big part of it.
Yeah, he definitely was. And, Corey and I had a conversation the day before that game, and he was wanting to know what, he needed to do to get more minutes and all that, and he needs to guard and play better defense because against UC, I didn't think he played very good defense, so he didn't play as many minutes. And I really felt like he was focused on his defense, and the offense just happened. And, he played really, really well.
and that's always great to see. You know, a player kind of getting it like that, getting more minutes by playing defense. You brought up the UC game, last regular season game of the year. You go in to play in that hostile environment. You know, such a tough game for these guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, the rivalry game, it always is.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys, if you're a competitor, guys live for those kind of games. And you want to play against good teams, which UC was playing really well. You want to play in an environment like that. So, you know, you don't need a locker room speech to get them ready to play, which is a good thing. And, you know, I thought, you know, we made the plays down the stretch. I mean, UC kind of had the lead for the whole game, but I thought our guys showed a lot of mental toughness to hang in there. Cookie got in foul trouble. Our post guy stepped up and scored and kept us close while he was on the bench. Then when we got him back in there, you know, we made the plays down the stretch to win.
And that's such a unique atmosphere when these two teams get together, because only 11 miles separate the two schools. So many, you know, friends on both sides. You know, one, you know, family might have someone that goes to state, while the other might have someone that goes to UC in their family. So it's just such a unique atmosphere when these two teams get together.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, you know, with Mark being over there and, you know, Greg White before that, you know, I had my relationship with Greg. I coached under him, and now Mark played under us when I was a coach there. So, you know, we've got that going as well, and Mark and I are great friends and will remain to be, no matter how this rivalry goes. I know that. But it is, like you say, it's a fun atmosphere, and it's a good game.
Yeah, it really came down to the wire, as you said. When it came down to the last couple minutes of the game, you know, West Virginia State, your team really stepped it up and played extremely clutch down the stretch. You know, you said it was about mental toughness. Who individually did you think really kind of carried you to that win?
I thought, you know, the whole team, like I said, you know, everybody had their moments where they kind of stepped up. And, you know, when Cookie was in foul trouble, Will Thomas and Robbie Lewis, you know, picked up a couple of nice baskets inside and kept us close. Bo made a couple big shots, threes, and then Cookie, you know, made some plays at the end also. And, you know, the other thing that we did well going down the stretch is we made our free throws. I think we missed 2 the whole game, but going down the stretch late in the game, we made them all. And then I thought we had a good collective team defense, and everybody rebounded. And so, you know, when it's a close game going down those last 3 or 4 minutes, you got to take great shots, you got to make free throws, and you got to get stops. And we were able to do that. Yeah,
and you're in the tournament now. You got your first win in the first round over Glenville State, and of course setting up a big rematch against UC, you know, on Thursday at the Civic Center. So just going into that game, you know, it's so tough in this conference to beat a good team 3 times. So you're feeling going into that game. Of course, these two teams played such a tight one just last Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. And but you know, at this point in time, anybody you play is going to be good. So you're not going to draw a bad team now. There's only 8 teams left. So, you know, we know UC is good. You know, it's everybody's 0-0 now. Well, we're 1-0. So you can't look at the games previous. You've got to go out and make winning plays to survive and advance. And, you know, I know this. I mean, you know, I'm not going to have to give him a rah-rah speech to get him ready to play.
Yeah. Now, quickly, how does the adjustments from coaching in the regular season go to coaching in the tournament?
You know, you might shorten your rotation a little bit, and you try to save some guys if you get a chance, because you got to play 3 or 4 nights. We might not press as much in hopes of playing 3 nights in a row because we're not quite as deep. So, you know, a couple things like that. But you try to save too much back, then you might not win, and then it doesn't matter. So you better worry about tonight. You better worry about today's game, because if you don't, tomorrow's game won't be there.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, we're going now to take a break. When we come back, we will be joined by assistant coach of the men's team, Jason Slay.